I saw some movies. I want to talk about them. I watch movies fairly often. I may have a month or two in there where I'll take a break and not go as much, but I tend to be in there 2 to 3 times a month. I try to see a decent amount. I might let the letterbox run down over here or somewhere while, oh no, over here. Or I watch a decent amount of movies. And I'm going to try to start talking about them more, but I want to sit down and talk about them today. When I went to see the first movie on our list here, Obsession, I hadn't noticed that. Oh, I hadn't been to the movies in almost like I think a month and a half at that point, about 6 weeks, which is a long gap for me to not go at all. So I was like, oh, I should talk about some of the stuff I've seen. We're getting into summer movie season, seen 4 movies so far this month, and I've really enjoyed all of them. No, like not even no need to put the question mark on that statement. Varying levels, some of them I absolutely loved, some of them I liked a lot. But before we get into that, the last movie I saw had about 6 weeks where I didn't see much of anything, and then about last like week and a half I've seen 4 movies. The thing I saw before I entered that gap was a movie called The Drama, the movie all the way to the right up there with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. I like this movie. I don't know if I want to get into this movie as much as I want to talk about the other ones. Something I thought about after I left the movie a good amount is Zendaya's had like a really, really, really good run of movies in the last, I would say, since the end of 2021. Because obviously, Malcolm and Marie, I'm kind of glad that this Euphoria season will hopefully be the end of her working with Sam Levinson for reasons I don't need to get into. I'm sure you can find a video that gets into some of the reasons. Post Space Jam, this run has been kind of immaculate. Like, not kind of, because immaculate means. Let's look at it. We got Dune to Spider-Man No Way Home, which I personally don't love that movie, but we cannot deny its cultural impact, bringing people back to movies after COVID and all that. Not after COVID. COVID's still not over, but after that particular time where we weren't going to movies, this movie comes out and blows us all away. I think with some critical lenses the second time around, a lot of us not so much. But yeah, either way, this is an impactful movie. Then Dune Part 2. Again, I love both of these movies, Dune and Dune 2. But Dune 2, I think that is the first big step to her ascension, in that she was already establishing she's not the Disney actor anymore. She's growing up and she's moving into adulthood, and that's going to reflect where she is in movies. Dune's important because she's in it at least a bit. Dune Part 2, she is central and really good in it. And that's really important to launching her into that strata, I guess. Not to say she wasn't always huge. That strata of a film actor, I guess. Levinson's movie comes out, so she has already established a lot of Euphoria, the following off of Euphoria. But it's really cool to see this run from Dune to Spider-Man to Dune Part 2 to Challengers, which Challengers is amazing, you guys. If you haven't seen Challengers, this is a really, really good movie that is worth watching. Maybe put an extra really on there, but like it's fun, it's good, and she's really good in it. Run that is not over yet. She's in the middle of. Again, it's just she's kind of not making any mistakes and kind of like really flexing her power as a force, as an acting force in the movies. I was listening to a podcast, the Big Picture podcast. They're 35 over 35 and 35 under 35 every like alternating years, and the last time they did the under 35, it's her and Chalamet. They are 1 and 2 as far as influence in the movie industry under the age of 35, success, impact in the movie industry. They are the 1-2 punch, which is funny because Dune is obviously a big part of that. They both star in those movies. But yeah, I just want us to look at this run and appreciate it real quick. Got the bookends of Space Jam: A New Legacy and Shrek 5. Doing the voice of Lola Bunny in a Space Jam movie and doing the voice of, I think, Shrek's daughter, right, in Shrek 5 are representative of the same thing, but also show a clear difference in how about your place in the industry now, right? Space Jam, Lola Bunny is something you get because you are the star of Euphoria. Shrek 5 is something you get because you are just straight up a movie star and one of the biggest movie stars we have. It's a crazy run off of Space Jam Legacy. He establishes it with Dune, which again, if you haven't seen Dune, the Dune movies, they're amazing. When the third movie comes out at the end of the year, if they put Dune 1 and Dune 2 back in theaters, go and see them in IMAX, even fake IMAX, IMAX if you can. They're fantastic. And like the best acting, at least to the point, the best acting I had seen her do, or the most impressed I had been with her as an actor. Box office hit movie. Box office hit relative because we're still coming off the pandemic to Dune. Then obviously huge box office hit with Spider-Man No Way Home. Again, the thing that gets us back into theaters actually. I was gonna say after COVID ends, but COVID never really ended. But the thing that got us all back into theaters again after we spent a couple of years, a year or two, not in the movie theaters, and obviously she's an important part of that. Into another Dune movie, which like ups the ante on Dune even more, and then Challengers, a really important artifact or important example of how powerful Zendaya can be in a movie, if that makes sense. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Even though I would say, as an actor, I think she is doing more in Dune Part Two, or at another level in Dune Part Two. Challengers shows us how impactful she can be in this industry as an actor, and continues to flex this kind of slept on thing about Zendaya is that she's really good at picking white boys, and just I think men in general to work across. But if you look at her track record from Timothy to Tom, Pattinson's obviously more established, but Challengers, you look at both of the stars of Challengers, both started to establish themselves. Now I think Josh O'Connor, I want to say, has really taken off last year and this year from Wake Up Dead Man and a bunch of stuff like that. But even going back to Euphoria, where all of the dudes that are in Euphoria are going on to some crazy success now too, is like she has a power of working with these dudes and helping to elevate them. At the same time as she's elevating her own career in a way that's really cool. So yeah, Challenger's really important, shows how powerful of a person she can be in this industry. Leading into the drama, which is the one that kind of led me to start thinking about this, which again is another good example of her showing her power in the industry. Obviously the movie having success, it's been big conversation. Just her establishing that she chooses movies really well. Once she got to a place where she could choose and have more agency in the movie she was going to be in, she chooses movies really well and found something that was really fit the time and place that we're in a way that's really captured audiences and captured conversations. I don't want to go more into that because I don't want to spoil what the drama's about. And this is where we're at now. And if you look at where we're going forward, she has 3 movies this year that have not come out yet. She's going to be in the Odyssey. Seems like she's going to be playing Athena. That feels like spoilers almost, because I don't know if that's been actually revealed yet. I don't know if it's actually true. She is definitely in the Odyssey though. She's in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And then she has Dune Part 3. And then, like I mentioned earlier, if you can't see all the way down here, and a Shrek 5 right at the end of that. So yeah, just want to point out, Zendaya's on kind of a wild run. We don't see this that often. Like, I think the big thing to look here, there are no bad movies in this mix, right? I don't think people are expecting Odyssey or Spider-Man or Dune to miss just because of the legacy they built. I don't think No Way Home's a great movie by any means. Maybe not even a good movie. Maybe not even a movie. Like, it's a great experience. It was a great experience we all had in the theaters. I want to talk about it as a movie. I don't know. But still, the point I'm making is she is in successful cinema, both critically and box office, kind of nonstop from the end of 2021 until now. And it doesn't seem like it's stopping anytime soon. So, long prelude, long opening thought process. But before we got started, I did just want to talk about Zendaya and how crazy of a run she's on. Alright, man. So we gonna be loud, be the right one.